Well, we certainly hope you enjoyed our two-part series of Roughnecks. A lot of action. Tomorrow, it's Jimmy Brown, Lee Van Cleef, exciting El Condor. Now, stay tuned for Newswatch 16 next.
This old mine tunnel should be open soon. I'm Bob Costantini in Schuylkill County.
The good weather's upon us, and so is the pool season. I'm Marisa Burke, and I'll have the story.
Those stories plus Tom's summary forecast.
And Joe's Own on Sports next on Newswatch 16.
In your car, listen to Newswatch 16 on WKRZ AM 1340.
Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, pilot Jack Rulin in Skycam 16, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark, and Joe Zone on sports. This is Newswatch 16.
Officials from the State Department of Environmental Resources today revealed their plans to open a blocked mine tunnel. 2 weeks ago, Newswatch 16 told you about the dangers that some Schuylkill County people faced as water continued to build inside the tunnel, threatening to break through. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini was on the scene today when the plans were revealed.
The tunnel entrance is part of a DER mine runoff project. Mine water still runs down into this creek towards a few nearby homes. But since the entrance was blocked by a cave-in 2 months ago, it's believed millions of gallons of water have built up inside this mountain's old coal shafts.
If the tunnel would blow, all these people would be flooded, maybe some killed.
DER's solution is to pump water out of the mountain up through an old air shaft. Then when the water is low enough, crews can dig out debris from the tunnel entrance. Pressured by local leaders, DER has now given this work emergency status because of the danger.
Potential somewhere for a break. It may not be here, and that's what we think creates the emergency. Here there's a channel, and it's a well-defined channel, and it has the capacity to handle the flow, even if there would be a break. You might have a break somewhere else we wouldn't know anything about.
Even so, Hegins Township officials have sent letters warning of the danger to people who live along the runoff creek. Yet, after being advised to evacuate, Floyd Wolf remains.
This is my home. Where else can I go? What can I do? I have animals here and so on. I have to stay at home, take care of them. I ain't gonna throw them out.
Are you worried about that situation up there?
Sure, you have a worriment, but it's no use in letting get you down.
Wolf isn't alone. No one else is evacuated. Meanwhile, back up at the tunnel entrance, local contractors study the surroundings as they prepare bids on the work. DER officials will open the bids on Thursday. Within a couple of weeks, the tunnel could be opened back up. And what some of the people here say is a disaster waiting to happen may be avoided. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Hegins Township, Schuylkill County.
Newswatch 16 continues with the latest in the saga of the Monroe County rails.
Plus, we'll show you some signs of summer. We'll get you ready for a cool soak as Newswatch 16 continues.
Get ready for the Michael Jackson sweepstakes.
The Monroe County rail deal is apparently off. And down the road, it could mean a big economic loss to northeastern Pennsylvania. The county had wanted to buy these old Conrail tracks that link Scranton with New Jersey. It was hoped that the deal could help attract more industry here. Well, the deadline between Conrail and the Monroe County Rail Authority passed at midnight last night. But banking officials were hoping that an Ohio investment group would come up with part of the collateral needed for a bank loan sometime today. As one official put it, they would have been a day late, but not $1 short. That didn't happen. Conrail hasn't decided yet what to do with the Monroe County tracks, but we're told it will have no effect on any Steamtown plans.
Strikers continue today to picket in front of the Merck and Company plant in Danville. And while they were walking, company officials got a court injunction today to limit the number of pickets in front of any one gate to 4. Today is the second day of the walkout over pay issues by more than 3,000 workers of the pharmaceutical firm nationwide. Merck is headquartered in Rahway, New Jersey. The company officials got the injunction after union pickets blocked plant entrances, preventing some non-union workers from entering.
The fight against the infamous gypsy moth is underway in Pennsylvania. Helicopters from the Bureau of Forestry were flying over Schuylkill and Carbon counties today, spraying a pesticide to kill the caterpillars. Officials want to stress that the chemical being used is not harmful to anything but the gypsy moth caterpillar. It's hoped that the spraying will control the gypsy moth before it is able to destroy the forests that make northeastern and central Pennsylvania the tourist attraction it is.
Well, the summer-like weather we're having has a lot of people thinking about going for a swim. And as Newswatch 16's Marisa Burke reports, things are just about ready for the first big splash in Scranton.
Finally, the sun and the warm temperatures, and that means the pool season is right around the corner. Maintenance crews here at Scranton's Weston Field were doing last-minute cleanup work on the pool before they're filled. Maintenance that should have been done weeks ago.
Well, the weather situation has put us back about 2 or 3 weeks. We'd get these pools we'd start emptying them. By the time 2 days later, they'd be filled up with water again. So right now, we seem to have a week here that's where it looks pretty good, and we're going to fill them up, and we'll probably at the end of this week, we'll have half of the pools filled.
Well, the weather may have caused some delays, but at least there'll soon be swimmers in this pool. There was a strong possibility not long ago the pools in Scranton would not open at all this summer. The reason? The giardiasis crisis.
If this problem still existed here and we could not lived up to the DER regulations, I don't think our pools would have been open.
And Wilson says had the pools opened during the outbreak, it would have cost the department big bucks. The extra money for added chlorination, but the lack of money from swimmers turning away from contaminated pools.
Well, pretty soon there will be swimmers in this pool. And just a reminder, there's a new way to show that you're registered at any one of the 8 pools in Scranton. Now, in the years past, you've been showing this card if you're registered. Well, this year there's a new way, this pin-on badge that you'll wear to show that you are registered. Marisa Burke, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
Okay, I've got my badge. I'm ready for a day.
Me too, and the weather is perfect for it, right,
Sure
Tom?
is. Got my shades.
Good.
All we need now is water in the pool.
Yeah.
The heat's going to continue, but when we come back, I'll tell you when the high humidity is going to get here.
At WNEP, it's people that count. People who care about northeastern and central Pennsylvania. We've known our people are the best, and now the Associated Press confirmed it with these awards. Best Enterprise Reporting, Dan Fiorucci. Best Photographer, Steve Smallwood. Best Feature Reporting, Mike Stevens. Best Editorials, Eldon Hale. Best Newscast and Best News Department, WNEP TV. WNEP TV 16. We're proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
Well, now that many of us will be spending more time outdoors, expect to be bothered a bit by bees. While most of us will just swat a few away, others are plagued by swarms of bees. Here in Wilkes-Barre, up to 20,000 European honeybees gathered at an East Northampton street home. A bee expert told us the buggers are attracted to old wood and darkness. In Dixon City, it looked like something out of an Alfred Hitchcock movie. We're told the only real danger is if you're allergic to the pests. May and June are the prime months for the invasion of the bees, but if you've got a nest near your home, you're advised to call in an expert to get rid of them. If you stir them up, you'll probably get stung.
Don't stir them up.
No.
Look out, Tom. Whoa. Duck. Here it comes. Let's go out to the backyard and see if he's stirring up out there. Hi.
Man, well, the bees aren't out yet, but the gnats are beginning to gather in the backyard. I'll need my bug spray pretty soon out here. Hey, it is incredible, like the middle of July today. And this afternoon, it was just as nice up in Mountaintop, and I want to say hi and dedicate my Weathercast tonight to all the 2nd and 5th graders I spoke to at the Rice Elementary School. What a happy and healthy bunch of kids they were. And like I said, this heat is going to continue, but the mugginess is going to build slowly, and we'll look at the satellite picture in just a moment. Outside now in the backyard, it is warm. To say the least. The temperature there is 84 degrees, and the humidity makes it all bearable. Only 30% outside today. The wind southwest at 10. The barometer is holding steady at 30.06, and the air quality today was moderate or fair in both Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. Now look at the high today, 86 degrees, and look at the record high. It still stands at 97. 54 the low last night. And it will be warmer tonight than it was last night, but nonetheless, a good night coming up for sleeping. Here's a satellite view just in. You can see some scattered high clouds. We had a few cirrus clouds overhead today at 25,000 feet. They're made of ice crystals, and ice crystals bend light. And that's why there was a halo around the sun at times this afternoon. But you can see just some scattered clouds, a few thunderstorms scattered around, but you can see a lot of breaks in between the clouds. And our airflow continues from the southwest towards Pennsylvania. And the heat is going to stay, but the humidity, I think, along about Friday will definitely become noticeable. And that means the heat becomes more noticeable as well. So let's get those swimming pools filled up. Look at this line out here, a front out there, but no fronts coming across Pennsylvania, probably for the rest of this week. But with the buildup in humidity, I'm looking for some thunder showers later in the week, but no organized storm systems to cloud us up and make it rain all day. And probably the weekend doesn't look too bad at this point as well. Now here's my forecast for tonight. A cool, comfortable night for sleeping. That half moon overhead, nice night, beautiful. 57 the morning low in Mashopin, about 58 in Mountaintop. Hooray, Mountaintop, all right. 57 Hazleton. How about 7 Stars? That's out in Juniata County. You're low tonight about 59. Elmsport, Lycoming County, near 60 for the low tonight. Beautiful evening, good for miniature golf, if you will. Hey, hot streets again tomorrow. It'll be hot in town. Bank thermometers probably a few degrees above 90 once again, but in the shade, about 84 in Carbondale. New Angola, 84. Tamaqua, 87. Hello to Christine, watching tonight from Tamaqua. Nice letter from her today. Don't worry, Noreen, it's okay. Limestoneville, 87. Canton, about 83 tomorrow. The southwest wind continues. And your health watch reflecting the above normal temperatures. Well, concentration off just a little bit if you're weather sensitive. Otherwise, your mood should be pretty good. Feeling like summer out there. Now the sunrise and sunset. And there it goes, 5:31. It comes up in the morning. I won't be up. How about you? Sunset, 8:33 now. All right. Cool and comfortable later on tonight. You can sleep with the windows open, 59. 86 tomorrow. Then on Thursday, more humid, hazy, probably dry, but a few scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon cannot be ruled out, 86. Thunderstorms likely on Friday, 85, and some cloudiness on Saturday, still well above normal temperature-wise. And I hope that's okay with you guys in there.
That's just perfect.
How's the air conditioning feel?
Ah, good.
Air conditioning?
Air conditioning? What's that?
Yeah, right. Thank you, Tom. Coming up next on Newswatch 16, Joe Zone with this week's frustrated fan.
Plus a live report from the boys' inter-district baseball playoffs.
How high will you try? $16,000 can be yours weekdays at 4.
The state is hoping to make more forms available so older people can take advantage of Pennsylvania's new prescription program. So far, more than 170,000 senior citizens have signed up for a program that will begin July 1st, and application forms are getting scarce. Under the plans, people 65 or older who qualify will be able to buy all their prescription drugs for $4, with the state picking up the rest of the tab. The state hopes to sign up 600,000 people for the prescription program before the end of the year.
Now on to my favorite sport, baseball.
Yes. Can you believe these kids are still going at it? A week left. Hard to believe. A week left in the school year, and there's still some baseball business to take care of. Right now, Coughlin in the inter-district playoffs, and with an added incentive this afternoon, Tim Karlson is there. Tim, what's the story?
Well, the story is, first of all, Joe, that we're in the top of the 4th inning, and Coughlin right now has a 6-4 lead over Mechanicsburg out of District 3 in their inter-district playoff game. And Mechanicsburg came back in the last inning with a couple of home runs, and that other interesting fact you were talking about is a person by the name of Sean Abner, who was the #1 pick by the New York Mets in the amateur free agent draft yesterday in Major League Baseball. And Sean is the center fielder for this ball club, hitting .580 this year, and his last time at bat, we just missed it. He had a home run about 430 feet. It was an inside the park home run, and he went around the bases real fast. Sean has just thrown out a Coughlin runner at third with that great throwing arm he has, so we've gotten to see what kind of tools this young man has. And at 11 o'clock tonight, we'll be telling you about Sean Abner and just what kind of ball player he is. We'll be talking to his coach and also to his parents, so we hope you'll be here for that. But right now, 6-4, Coughlin in the lead, top of the 4th inning here at the inter-district playoff at Artillery Park in Kingston. Joe?
Okay, Tim, thanks, and we'll be looking forward to the final score of that game tonight, too, and highlights. You know, when you're having the kind of season the Yankees have been so far, there are very few thrills. Beating the Red Sox is one of them. That's right. Last night, inside the park home run for Baylor. Here it is, an 8-3 Yankee win. I know it could turn around tonight, but so what? Short-lived or not, it's a win over the Red Sox. Tonight, Nipper versus Roller. 3 of the 5 first-team NBA All-Stars are playing in the championship series. No surprise. Selected by a nationwide panel of 76 sports writers. Boston's Larry Bird named on 75 ballots. Lakers' Magic Johnson on 72. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the first-team center. Detroit's Isaiah Thomas and New York's Bernard King also named to that team. Second team, Irving, Malone, Dantley, Paxson, and Moncrief. Our frustrated fan this week reacts to my comments last week to a guy who wanted more motocross coverage. I told that viewer that we treat motocross like a lot of sports on a feature basis. Well, that's not good enough for James, who writes this week, I think before you give any more of your sardonic remarks, you'd better do some research on the sport or for any other matter that comes along. Do you know what the terms high-zote, berm shot, double cross-up, whoop-dees, off-chamber berm mean? Probably not. Therefore, you don't know much about a sport that you are criticizing. Signed, sincerely, James. Well, let me tell you, James, I know all about these terms. High-zote? Okay. Zote is a slang for a motocross rider. The term high-zote can be a greeting. High-zote, or it could be a driver's condition, like, that's a high-zote. Cross-up, everybody knows, that's a rider who's going the wrong way around the course. Double cross-up, he did it twice, of course. Now, you almost had me with berm shot. Then I remembered that a berm is what motocross riders call the clutch. So, when a rider's knocked out of a race because of a broken berm, what's he say? Berm shot. And finally, whoop-dee. Whoop-dee is a motocross rider's annual membership fee. And when he's late, he gets a notice in the mail that says, whoop-dee-doo. So much for trying to tell me I don't know about motocross. Let's go to the French Open and check it out today. I got all the terms. Top-seeded John McEnroe became the first guy to reach the semis. Mac in the top court. You saw the point there, cross-court against fifth-seeded Jimmy Arias. Then Mac gets in a little bit of trouble here. Arias comes back, going to cross on him and beat him. Bang, you're not going to get that one, Mac. 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. McEnroe goes on today to beat Arias. Jimmy Connors also advanced by beating Henrik Sundstrom in straight sets. Okay, women's play. Chris Everett Lloyd, you'll see her at the top of the screen. She will play Camille Benjamin in one semifinal. Martina Navratilova, the top seed, will take on Anna Mandlikova in the other. Well, Jimmy Connors, make that Jimmy Johnson, is the new head coach at the University of Miami. He leaves Oklahoma State, where he was head coach. He replaces Howard Schnellenberger, who takes over the USFL's Washington team next year. NFL held what they call supplemental draft today. That's for players who signed with either the USFL or the Canadian League. Steve Young, who's with the LA Express, was selected first by Tampa. That's all of it. Give tonight your best shot. See you at 11 o'clock with baseball.
What a difference a season makes. Last year, Joe was saying you can bury me if the Yanks don't take it all. This year, he celebrates every time they get one win.
That's all right. It's the Red Sox. I'll take them.
Okay,
whoop-de-doo.
Thank you, Joe. See you tonight. Newswatch 16 continues with a little treat for sun lovers.
And those who had to stay indoors during this beautiful day.
All of you, not only around holiday time, but the whole year around. Slow in the bottle. Enjoy the road.
Finally tonight, if you were working or were in school all day and you missed some of the summertime sunshine, alas, don't cry. We have saved some of the scenes for you.
The newest member of our Newswatch 16 team, photographer Dave Bertram, was sent on special assignment today. We leave you with what he found. Enjoy your evening.